As you can see on screen, I conducted a poll on my channel asking what happens in Fury versus Wilder 3. Now, there was a lot of comments from people saying they don't care and that I should have put don't care as an option on the poll. Well, YouTube only allow for 5 options. And as far as you not caring, well, you cared enough to leave a comment. If you really didn't care, you wouldn't bother writing anything at all. You would just ignore the poll altogether. So you do care, but people are very angry at the fact that this undisputed fight didn't happen, particularly given the fact that we seemed literally on the brink. We were strung along for months and months and months, being led to believe the fight was going to take place and that it was always just 2 weeks away, just 2 weeks away. Then Tyson Fury announced it was happening and we were literally right at the finish line, and then bam, the rug got pulled out from underneath our feet with the Wilder arbitration going the way of Team Wilder, and a lot of accusations from boxing fans leveled at Tyson Fury, saying that he never really wanted to fight. It was all a big ruse, so on and so forth. Look, I am not the most patient person, but when it comes to boxing, I do have a bit more patience than most, because I've been following this sport for several decades, since the 1980s to be precise. And patience, yes, it's a virtue, but it's something I've learned to have with regards to boxing, because there's more than one fight that I'm looking forward to. Anthony Joshua versus Alexander Usyk is a good fight. It's an interesting fight. And even if Anthony Joshua had fought Tyson Fury first, I still would have wanted to see AJ versus Usyk at some point. This is an Olympic gold medalist, a former undisputed champion at cruiserweight. This is not any old bozo. It's a very, very good fight. So AJ versus Usyk, I'm interested in. Of course, I would have preferred to see the undisputed fight first, but given the fact we're getting other fights which are also still interesting, it's, I would say, some consolation. Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder 3. I have the feeling that this fight is going to be more competitive than their second fight. I don't know why. Call it gut instinct, and maybe I'll turn out to be completely wrong, but that's my gut instinct right now, is that the fight's going to be more competitive than the second fight was. The second fight was a complete drubbing. Deontay Wilder was never in it. This time around, he knows better what to expect. He knows that Tyson Fury can come at him. He knows that Tyson Fury can bring the fight to him. Deontay Wilder's surely going to go into this fight with a more realistic expectation, about what Tyson Fury can do, and hopefully that means he's going to be better prepared. I know there's been all this talk of the egg weights in gloves and the heavy costume and all this rubbish, but deep down Deontay Wilder knows that he's going to have to be better than he was last time if he's going to beat the Gypsy King in this trilogy fight. So I'm expecting a more competitive fight than last time, and with Deontay Wilder's punching power, you just never know what may happen. Now that is to some degree reflected in the poll results so far. As you can see, 53% are picking Tyson Fury by knockout. 27% are picking Deontay Wilder by knockout. 17% picking Fury on points. 1% Wilder on points. And 2% draw or technical decision. So that's 70% for Fury overall. And that's perfectly understandable given what happened last time. But are the 27% picking Wilder by knockout, and even the 1% picking Wilder on points, are they just Deontay Wilder fans? Are they just people who hate Tyson? Even if they're not Wilder fans, are they people who hate Tyson Fury, who are mad at Tyson? Because I saw a few people in the comments saying, hopefully after Fury's messed us about, he gets knocked out by Wilder. That would be funny. Is that all it is? Is it just people mad at Fury or fans of Wilder who are picking Wilder by KO? Or are there some other people who feel Not necessarily like me, because I'm not out here picking Wilder in the third fight, but I do feel like it's going to be more competitive, and I do feel like Wilder is maybe going to surprise a few people. So let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm sure there's going to be more, I don't care, Hetman, but yet here you are again commenting. That's how much you don't care. You're here commenting on the fight. And look, I understand the anger at Team Fury. I understand why people are suspicious. I haven't exonerated Fury. As I said in a previous video, people still dislike it. Oh my God, Hetman. It's just boxing. Yeah, sometimes we get animated here and there. I get animated sometimes. But at the end of the day, it's entertainment. It's not the be-all and end-all for me in my life if Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury don't fight. And it shouldn't be the be-all and end-all for your life if they don't fight. It's not that deep, bruv. Yeah? I obviously want to see it. I'm a massive boxing fan, and I believe we will see it. I don't think we're going to have to wait until both guys are past their prime before we see it either. I think if both guys get past their next defenses versus Usyk and versus Wilder, there's a good chance we'll see it, if not the back end of this year, then sometime in early 2022. I think there's a good chance that will happen. So, yeah, waiting a little bit longer and having some very interesting fights in the meantime. It's not ideal, but it's not the end of the world. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below about this poll and about being a glasses half full boxing fan. That's what I am. I'm like, as I keep saying, Ty from Arsenal Fan TV. And there's a bunch of Claudes out there, red-faced like tomatoes, bursting with rage. Not only bursting with rage because this fight didn't happen, but bursting with rage at me because I'm not so angry as they are. I'm not as incensed as they are. And because I'm not as incensed as they are, they're angry at me too. They want this to be a rage fest. They want me to come out and just take it to Tyson Fury and call him every name under the sun and condemn him and throw him under the bus. Bring a steamroller out and flatten him like a pancake. Right? Verbally speaking, obviously, because none of us are flattening Tyson Fury in real life, obviously. But in terms of like criticizing him, that's what people want me to do. But he does have plausible deniability. We can all have our suspicions. He's got plausible deniability. The one individual I know for sure was completely privy to the details of the arbitration is Bob Arum. That I know for sure. Frank Warren, maybe, probably, but not even 100% because Eddie Hearn said he didn't even have any dealings at all with Frank Warren in the run-up to this, well, the Tyson Fury fight that never happened. But then again, the arbitration was separate from Eddie Hearn altogether. The point I'm making is, how much input does Frank Warren really have in Tyson Fury's career? And how much is he kept in the loop by Bob Arum? Who knows? But Bob Arum, as a lawyer, would have absolutely known the status of that arbitration and where it was going. 100%. That's why I can lay blame squarely at his feet. Tyson Fury, did he know? Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't know the full details. He's got plausible deniability. So until I know more about what Tyson Fury knew or didn't know, then I'm going to hold off feeding him to the wolves just yet. All right? As angry as that makes people, I'm going to hold off at the moment. Doesn't mean the situation, doesn't mean my position won't change in light of new information. It obviously will. But until such a time, I'm going to hold off. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'm out. Come and join me on Patreon and access my weekly no-holds-barred, censorship-free podcast where we lift the lid on a wide range of controversial topics. It's not mainstream friendly, it's not politically correct, but that's the whole point. We dare to stand as a beacon of reason against an army of insanity. Just head on over to my Patreon page and select the tier called Hatman Hot Topics. You'll gain access to a minimum of 2 hours of exclusive content every single week, including podcasts, videos, interviews, live stream Q&A sessions, as well as my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. Not to mention a vast back catalog of hundreds of hours of previous episodes. You can listen via the Patreon app with the option to download in high quality MP3. We've also got a Discord server where you can come and chat and hang out with myself and other members. There's no contract, no commitment, and you can cancel at any time. So come and join our community of free and critical thinkers by signing up with me here on Patreon today.